So we're finally off. It's pretty good. Alyssa and Dad are up on the helm, and we've got great speed to begin with. 7 knots thereabouts. Pretty happy with our departure. Could be a bit more sunny. There's no sun at all, but it's pretty good.
Hello. How are you feeling, Terry?
Yeah, a little nervous, I suppose. Never having done a big exposed sail before, and yeah, as long as the weather's kind to us, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Pretty exciting first night. We are about to cross into the big unknown. We bought the chart for the Canary Islands, which is the white area here, and the shaded area is a very rudimentary chart. It doesn't show you any detail at all. I'm sure we'll make it there.
Day 2 on our passage to Cape Verde. We've had quite a speedy day 1. We've clocked up 150 nautical miles, which is our record for one day. So we've been averaging sort of 6 to 7 knots, really strong winds all night. We've also had quite a large swell, so it's been about 2 meters all through yesterday and through the night, which has made for some pretty uncomfortable time on the boat. Right now it looks like the wind is starting to die off a little, and thankfully the swell as well, so hopefully it'll be a bit more comfortable here for a while.
Day number 3, and we are flying along at 7 knots, and it's roughest day we've had so far. Really cool because you can see I'm calling it the sun moon on this side and the real moon on that side. Low on spirits at the moment. The weather outside it could be worse, but it's pretty terrible. Average speeds of 25 to 30 knots, but it's the sea state that makes things really difficult. It's just hard to relax in. You try and sleep downstairs and it feels like the boat's about to crack apart. The noise and vibration is so loud. The upside is we keep making really good speed, so we're sort of averaging 150 nautical miles per day, so we should get there a day earlier, which would be great, but at this rate I think we're all going to be exhausted by the time we get there. Where to begin? It's been a horrible night. This was the worst night Alyssa and I have been through so far since we started sailing. We had, I would say, I don't know what the height of our bimini reef is. It's probably 5 meters from the waterline, maybe more. We had waves bigger than that last night. The top true wind speed that I noticed was 54 knots. On the flip side, we now know the boat can handle far more than we can handle, I think, which is quite comforting. Got my life jacket on, bloody tired.
Sun's come out.
I know. Yay.
Still got quite strong winds. We've been sailing with the main with 2 reefs in it now for the last 2 full days. Right now we've got the Genoa as well with 1 reef in it, which we'll probably take down tonight. There's some more strong winds forecast over night time, so we'll probably go back to sailing with what we did last night, which was just the main and 2 reefs, which is quite a small sail room, but ironically still goes quite fast in these conditions. Today is day 5 on our passage to Cape Verde. Thankfully today the wind and swell has calmed down slightly, so we've got waves probably slightly under 2 meters and winds around 20 knots, so it's a nice improvement on the last couple of days. Definitely in better spirits on the boat. Poor Terry had been a bit down and out from seasickness due to the quite tough conditions, so he's back up and out, which is good. We've made better speed than expected on this passage because of the strong winds, so we'll be arriving a day early, which is fantastic.
Mr. Frank the Flying Fish.
Hello, Lisa. I don't smell. That's you.
It has been a very rough 6 days at sea. 2 of them extremely rough and quite terrifying. Both boat and crew have been bashed around in this Sahara dust, which is sort of preventing any real sunsets or sunrises, sunrise or sunsets, and really limiting our solar generation, and our position to the sun also only is giving us 4 or 5 hours of sun a day. Consequently, we've had to run the motors just to top the batteries up, which is a real disappointment. We caught our second fish of our time on BareFeet and our first fish for the Atlantic crossing. So fish number 2 again was a tuna, slightly smaller than our first tuna, which was like this big. But tuna number 2 was still pretty sizable, about that big. It was a much better kill than our first fish. I didn't need to cut its head off. Probably feed us, I think there were 4 or 5 separate meals in there just from one fish, so I've been told to put the lures away.
Day 7 and we're just arriving into Cape Verde. So we're going to be here for around 3 or 4 nights. We've got a little bit of reprovisioning to do and a few things on the boat that we need to check. So sadly there might be more time in the marina than out checking out the island. Terry, we're almost there, 15 nautical miles away.
It's a bit disappointing that we're this close, but we still can't see any land because of the dust and whatnot coming out of Africa. I think we're all looking forward to a shower and a toilet that doesn't move.
Tell me 3 words that summarize how you feel about this trip.
Successful, challenging, and easy.
Daunting initially.
That's 2 words.
Scary in parts. I know that's more than 2, 1 word. And successful. Successful.
And you, Alyssa?
3 words. Old, except for now when it's hot. It was very overcast, no sunrises or sunsets.
Geez, you're not sticking to the 3-word thing here.
And starry. Got some amazing stars.
Right, so you just broke all the rules there and had a small monologue. Well, we had 3 words each. Thanks very much. We're in Mandela, which is pretty cool because there's real African influence here. Got some like samba drumming happening over here in this grey building. They're getting real sorry, for the festival in Carnival, sorry, in February. I'm really keen to go and walk around town because I love African culture. Every time we come to a marina, it's always work, 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 and our few days in Mandela is no exception. We had an issue with our autopilot, which hopefully Dad and I have fixed just by adjusting a couple of the cables. It's making a bit of a squeaky noise. Our nav lights on the port side were also intermittent. The red light was coming on and off. So we pulled that apart and hopefully it was a loose connection. Just another check on the engines because when we leave here, hopefully tomorrow with some luck, it's 2,000 nautical miles to our next destination, so we might have to motor a bit longer. Boat's covered in red Sahara dust. Filthy, everything is filthy, so we're just cleaning the boat from top to bottom, including these canvas things. I've also just done this roof, which I don't think we've ever done before, but we've got still so much to do, so you have to excuse me for my brevity.
Terry, how are you enjoying Mandela?
Yeah, it's great, eh? I'm looking forward to going for a walk, and been speaking to these younger guys next door to us here, and they tell me it's quite a lively town, or it was quite a lively town last night. Everybody was very friendly. They didn't get accosted by anybody.
What are you trying to get at, Terry?
Not like some of us who were propositioned by one of the ladies of the night here last night. Yeah, nobody would open their bank books for me. So there you go.